Rolling along here at Big Ten Basketball Media Days. Ohio State once again entering the season among the Big Ten favorites. Kevin McGuff's team coming off their fourth straight NCAA tournament appearance, two of his top three scorers return. Jaloni Cambridge and Chance Gray, who are both here today repping the Buckeyes at Media Day. We'll visit with them in a moment. Ashley Adamson, Elise Woodward, and the head coach of Ohio State, Kevin McGuff, joining us here on set, entering year 13 in Columbus, Coach. So great to see you, first and foremost. I know every offseason is different, and obviously as you're trying to rebuild your team every year, there's something different. So let's start there before we get into the specifics of what this thing looks like. For you, what's the process when you're trying to figure out the chemistry and the connection amongst new pieces?
Well, I think you said it. That's the most important thing is the chemistry and the connection. And I think it's always been the case, but I think even more so nowadays with the young women that we get a chance to coach. They want to be a part of a team that they like each other and they enjoy being around each other. And so, you know, as we kind of went into this process this year, we made sure that the young people that we brought in could really be a great fit in our program. I think we've done that, so I really like this group.
Coach, I love your style, that it's unique. You overwhelm people with pressure and speed, and you make people uncomfortable. And Jaloni Cambridge at the top of that.
Yeah.
But let's just start overall with that pressure. How do you you must recruit to that, but then implement that? Is a unique style in 2025 to have that backcourt pressure, full court pressure. But how has it paid dividends for you?
Yeah, no, it's been a big part of our program here since my tenure at Ohio State, and it's just a big part of our identity. And we recruit to it. I think players come here to be a part of that system and that style, and you know we've been successful with it. I think this year's team will be another team that hopefully can implement that and have great success.
Do you think, is there ever a point in a game where you're like, yep, all right, turn it up? And for your players, is it hard to hold them back, kind of like a horse at the starting line, like, all right, we're not going to press for 40,
yeah.
But how do you handle that?
Well, I think the hardest part is sometimes if you get off to a slow start or the other team has success early on is just kind of envisioning that point where it's kind of break in your favor and your pressure is going to wear on the other team to where they will start to wear down, make mistakes, and you can capitalize on those.
You mentioned Jaloni Cambridge, and she's here with you today, Big Ten Freshman of the Year a season ago. And a lot of times when people come on freshman year, you don't know exactly how their game is going to translate to the next level. Obviously, it did for her. Where do you see her taking the next step? Because people obviously she's going to be at the top of most scouting reports.
Yeah, no, she's a wonderful young woman. We're really happy to have her in the program. And she's, you know, one of the fastest players that I've had a chance to coach, where the ball actually comes with her. She's so quick up and down the court. And, you know, I thought she had a dynamic freshman year. But where I think you're going to see her improve are really two areas. One, continue to evolve to make everybody around her better because she draws so much attention. And I think you're going to see people get great shots because of her dribble penetration and making the appropriate passes. The next part, I think, is her leadership. You know, she's got a high basketball IQ. She's a great kid. People really like her. So I think she's going to take a big jump and a big step in that regard.
You guys have been to 4 NCAA tournaments in a row, 4 straight seasons of 25 wins, and Jaloni's a year better. For you in this year, you've seen it in the non-con. You've been doing this a long time, Coach. We're all old.
Yeah, we are.
But the point is that you have the experience. How does this team stack up in what areas that it gives you the hope that you guys can make another deep run in the NCAA tournament?
You know, I think we're going to be a little bit different this year. I think in most years we've been one of the more athletic teams in the league. I don't know that we'll be one of the more athletic teams, but I think we've improved our skill set, and I think hopefully if things go right, we will shoot the ball better from the three-point line. I think our spacing will improve, and we'll look like a little bit more of a skilled team than an athletic team.
Well, and I think Chance Gray, she's one of the best shooters in the nation.
Yep.
In practice and what you've seen from her, just sweet stroke. Her and anybody else that jumped out to you as just being great shooters that can fill it up for you.
Yeah, Chance can really score from the three-point line, and she's proven that. She's had a great summer really working on finishing around the basket because I do think people are going to try to chase her off the three-point line. She knows that, so she's been very intentional about the work to get better finishing around the rim. So I think she's gonna be a big part of our success this year. And, you know, we've got a really exciting young center on our team, Elsa Limala, who's from Finland. She grew up in Helsinki, and she's 6'5" and a great athlete and a great skill set. And I think she has a chance to make a really big jump this year.
Yeah, I love that. She's so athletic for a big.
Well, and you're not going to have to wait all that long to see what this team is really made of. I think it's game number 3.
Yeah.
You travel to Hartford to take on the defending national champs.
Yeah.
From UConn, obviously a great challenge, a big challenge. But what do you hope to know? How ready do you think the squad is going to be for those early season games?
Yeah, we're going to, as you mentioned, we're going to find out. So they obviously had an incredible season last year once again, then had a great offseason and added some tremendous players out of the portal. So, they'll be incredible again. But, we want to challenge ourselves against the best and see where we need to be that time of year, because the only way to get ready for the Big Ten is to play people like Connecticut.
Well, that's what with 12 teams making the NCAA tournament a year ago, and then you add another team that is perennial, one of the best in the nation year after year in UConn. As a scheduler, how have you now, with 18 teams that are so solid in the Big Ten, how have you balanced that with scheduling in the non-con?
It's tough. I mean, we still want to play, marquee matchups in the non-conference. And really, the UConn game is a great example of, there's a lot of like one-off kind of neutral site games nowadays, which are great games. And we have one this year versus TCU in the Coretta Skiing Classic. So that's going to be a great game for us. But we also want to bring great teams to the shot in the non-conference. And so that was part of like playing UConn. We're going to go there this year. They're going to come back the following year. So we want to continue to do that for our fans.
That's great.
And we know your fans are excited to see you guys. We're excited to see you this year. Thanks so much for the time.
Thank you.
And best of luck as we take a look at that schedule. We mentioned a couple of those games early on against UConn in Hartford, and then on Martin Luther King Day, a chance to play in the Coretta Scott King Classic against TCU, a team that went to the Elite Eight a year ago, and some big-time home games in conference, UCLA, Maryland, USC, and Michigan. It's going to be fun to see how it all plays out. Mike and Christy are with the players, guys.
Ashley, thanks. We got 2 good ones here, Chance Gray and Jaloni Cambridge. You were just talking about them. Good to have you both here. I want to ask you guys a couple of questions. Just real quick, raise your hand. Raise your hand if you've hit 9 3-pointers in a game in college in your career. Sorry, can we raise that a little higher? I couldn't tell who.
Yeah.
What was going on in that game last year?
It was crazy because I had a dream that night before that I was going to have like a really good game. I wasn't expecting 9 3-pointers in a game, but it happened. So
Look at that. Well done. All right, I have another one. Raise your hand if your first ever college game you scored more than 30 points. Oh, really? Did you have a dream the night before?
I did not. I don't even know what happened. I was just out there being in the moment, and that just happened, honestly. I can't even tell you. I had some good pasta the night before, I'll say that.
That's the key. Get a good pasta and a good dream. You're going to play good ball for OSU.
So if I have pasta, then that means I'll have a good broadcast the next day then, right?
For sure.
I know that family is very important to both of you guys. You actually started a foundation with your family, with your sisters. Tell us about that.
yeah, so me and my sister, I'm a co-founder with her for our nonprofit organization, Where To Next. It's just about my sister and her story. She suffered a brain aneurysm back in the late 2000s, and just was about giving her a second chance at life, and we were able to give back to a lot of kids in our community, whether that's camps, back to school drives, Christmas drives, things like that. So.
Okay, awesome. And you're one of 9?
7.
One of 7.
Yeah.
One of 7. That's still a lot.
Yeah, it is.
Your siblings play Legos with you?
No, my sister actually does not enjoy Legos, but as far as being in the community, we host camps, every year. We try to do 2 a year, one in Columbus and one in Nashville, where home is. And just giving back to the community, like Chance said, because, at the end of the day, our community is what got us to where we are, so we always have to give back. It's the best thing a player could do.
I like where Shimmy was going there. Tell us, you do have a fascination with Legos, no?
I do. Kind of obsessed. Might be a problem.
Explain.
I've been doing it ever since I was a kid. Being one of 7, you get hand-me-downs, because who's going to be buying Legos? They're expensive. Who's going to be buying that over and over? So I've been hand-me-downs playing with my oldest brother. He played with it first, and me and my little brother play with it all the time. You know how you play house?
Sure.
We did it with the Legos. And now that I can afford my own Legos, I get them all the time. I have a Lego collection in my room and my second bedroom in my house.
So how often are we starting a new project?
As of lately, I haven't been really on it, but that's okay.
You got time.
We're going to start that when the season starts, so I have something to lean back on basketball. But, I'd have to be doing it at least 4 times a week.
Really? A brand new
one.
box coming
Whether
out.
it's big or small.
Does Chance relate? Does she
No.
have any Lego game?
No, I'm not a Lego girl.
not in this. No way. But you guys are really small this year. No pun intended. I'm not making a comparison to you guys and the Lego pieces. I promise. No true center. Even you're going to have to rely even more on this backcourt. How is this style of play going to be different and probably more suited for you two, right?
Yeah, I'm excited. We're going to have to be a lot grittier. Defense is definitely going to be our focus. If we don't play defense, there's no way we can win games. I think that'll offset our offense, be able to get us going on that end. So I'm just very excited to be able to play together as a team, implement all the factors that we've added this season and get going.
Yeah, our strength coach emphasizes all the time that we're going to be the fastest team in the country. So we emphasize that in every drill we do, we're not sprinting. I mean, we're sprinting, we're not walking. So we want to be able to play fast all the time. Even when it's hard, we sprint all the time. That's all we do in practice is run. Sometimes with basketball, sometimes without.
Jelani, you came in with a lot of hype, and you made, as I mentioned, a pretty quick impact. Take me back to this time last year. What was something that you felt you got right away about playing college basketball? And also something that you're like, I actually couldn't pick this up until later on in the year.
The pace. I mean, it's fast. I'm fast too, but, I fit in right with the pace. The physicality was something that I'm still getting used to now because, I'm undersized. I'm an undersized guard. But at the end of the day, I'm going to use my speed to be able to, get away from that.
And what was something that you found, Chance, coming into a program that was brand new to you, that maybe took you a while to get, but then you figured out and you're like, oh, I know what we're doing now?
Yeah, definitely, again, the pace. Like, college basketball is fast, but Ohio State basketball is even faster. Up and down, definitely had to get my conditioning in shape because we're pressing so much, we're up so much the whole game back and forth, especially running with Lonnie. I got to keep up with her. So that was something that took me getting used to, but I love it now, and I'm just feel more comfortable in our style of play this year.
Shimmy, you ever wear a leg sleeve?
No, that was not a thing when I played.
Have you, Chance?
Yes,
Is
I
it
did.
back this year?
It's not back this year. It's not making a return
This is
this
breaking
year.
news?
New number, new style, so I'm back.
Starting
fresh. New year, new me.
Looking forward to seeing
Yes.
it. Jelani, Chance, thanks so much for your time. Have a great season this year.
Thank you.